Good, good. Well, so, I just kind of wanted to go over, I guess there you are. I just kind of wanted to start with a quick recap of, our last conversation. Really what I was trying to do is understand your situation, really where you want to be and where you want to go, and if what we've got can help you get there. So I
Okay.
kind of wanted to start with the recap. It's just a quick short summary. Right now, you're the producing branch manager. You've got two LOs on your team right now. And you're really looking for a way to kind of leverage your time and increase your production. Right now, your current strategy for acquiring new customers is working your database as well as realtors. And one of your unique value propositions is that you're actually also an attorney. So you're able to kind of provide legal advice as well as financial advice to your clients. That's really kind of your value proposition, where you give away free legal advice and expertise. What your ultimate goal, I guess, or your long-term goal is to be at about 30 million per
Oh,
year.
hold on just 1 second, okay? My wife's walking out. Hey, Michelle.
Hi,
Okay,
Michelle.
I will pick him up at around 4:30ish, and then I'll take him over. Okay. Okay, bye.
Yes.
Sorry,
That's all right. Yeah, no worries. So right now, I guess your vision is to be at about 30 million per year. Now, just to clarify, was that branch production or was that personal production?
personal.
Personal production. Okay. And
Branch,
current.
branch, I'm looking at 120 per year.
Okay.
I want to be 120 to 150.
Branch is 120 to 150. Okay, so I missed that. And right now, you're currently at about 5 million per month. Is that correct? Give or take?
Yeah, I would say it's probably the worst we've been in a long time. Now that's going to change, but it might take me up to 7 million. But that's not anything that's acceptable.
And then again, that's branch level, right?
Correct.
Okay. As far as your personal production, I know you want to get your branch to at about 15. But just to kind of distinguish, are we really discussing these opportunities for yourself personally or for your
Everything I
branch?
talked about is for me personally, and then if it's successful, I'll roll it out to the branch and then to the region.
Okay, perfect. Because really, I just kind of want to put a disclaimer out there. What we've got here, it's not meant for Larry. It's not designed for Larry. It's designed for a branch, a team of LOs. Yes, of course, we offer a pilot to prove profitability.
Whatever, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So really, am I understanding your situation correctly, or did I kind of miss anything?
No, all good.
Okay, so help me understand the real difference in where you are now to where you guys want to be.
Well, I don't think that there's anything different than what we just spoke of.
Mhm.
I'm doing about 3 million per month. I mean, I want to be at over 3 million per month, over 2.5 million for sure.
Mhm.
My branch, I want to get up to 12 to 15 mil, and I'm working on building the region too. So
Got it. Now, as far as that's concerned, how many actual LOs do you have in there that are producing and contributing to that number?
within the branch, I'm going to tell you we have probably about 10.
Okay, awesome. So, I see. Okay, so what we were able to do is really kind of identify some key areas of your current strategy, in which I think we can deliver you a competitive advantage that can actually be reflected on your P&L and increase your personal production as well.
Okay.
So, the three main things that I feel that we could really benefit you on are providing you a competitive advantage, a unique value proposition, and greater leverage. Really, as far as a competitive advantage, I know you guys or from what I understand, you guys are largely referral based, right? You guys are taking most of your deals off of the handoff. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're all, for the most part, that's what it is for the most part.
Yeah. Really, what we're going to want to do as far as a competitive advantage is reach your guys' ideal customers first, more often, and for less than your rivals. And really, as far as competition goes, I'm not talking about other mortgage bankers and brokers. Really, I'm talking about the realtor, right? We want to reach your ideal customers before the realtor, more often the realtor, and less than the realtor. So you guys are holding the bag and you guys are controlling the deals rather than they are. As far as the unique value proposition,
Yes.
we really want to be able to provide you the ability to deliver your partners or the people that you select to partner with the ability to bring them new business, right? Really, that's what everybody wants. If you guys are holding the bags, you guys are reaching the customers first. Now, it kind of switches that role where you're not chasing down the realtors and really they're finding a way to work with you, if that kind of makes sense.
Yep, totally.
And then as far as greater leverage, really leverage with your time, your resources, and your relationships. Really, I kind of like to dive a little bit more into your systems and what you guys have as far as processes. But what we've created is an entire front end sales force that really automates the process of filling you guys' pipeline with apps like pre-approvals or pre-qualifications.
Sure.
Which one do you guys do?
We use Jungo.
No. I'm sorry. I know it's the same for me, but do you guys do pre-quals or pre-approvals, or I'm just trying to understand your process a little bit more.
Oh, no. Well, what do you mean? Do we do them? I think doesn't every mortgage company do those?
Yeah. Some people go straight for the pre-approval. Some people do pre-qualifications, then let them get out there. And then once they're more committed, then they do the pre-approval. Everybody has like a different process.
Oh, okay. Okay. It depends upon, I think it just depends upon the LO. I mean, a lot of, like if I were ever to talk to people, I would do I've been in business forever. So I would do a 2-minute pre-qual. And
got it. Okay.
From my experience, I know that if they have to go to app to vet that out or not. Now, there's a lot of my people, probably about 70% of my people said, no, let's go to full app and do a pre-approval, but I'm like,
yeah. Perfect. Again, okay. So I understand. I'm just trying to see if there's like a uniform way that you guys do it. Because some branches, they do their own in-house processing, things like that. So, there's usually like a system in place, but that's great if you guys have the flexibility to do that. So do you think these are 3 things that you would want in your business today, right? A competitive advantage, a unique value proposition, and greater leverage?
I think everyone would be foolish without that.
Okay, cool. So really what we've got here is it's called the mortgage machine. It's a systematic approach to help you win over the consumer directly and provide you with a unique value proposition for obtaining top producing referral partners. Now, the mortgage machine is a 5-part process that when put together and combined, it generates conversations, applications, and deals. So really the 5 steps are identify, educate, engage, automate, and analyze. I know you did not get to take a look.
Hang on one second here.
Sure.
Hey there, how are you? Good. I'm on a webinar right now.
Say hi to him.
Okay, hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, that's awesome. I'll use part of that for Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Did you just get that today?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay, sounds good.
Okay,
thanks, Deb. Sorry, Grand Central here.
Yeah, no worries. It sounds like the whole family's involved with the business, is it?
Well, my dad just sold his company for, and he's just killing time. So I think it's
got it.
We're both,
got the old retirement fidget, huh?
we're both into smoking meats, and we have these thousands of dollars of smoking. So he's probably up some barbecue sauce.
Trying to bring you some more cured smoked meats.
That's right.
He's welcome my way anytime.
Yeah, about it. Yeah.
Awesome. So, look, can you see my screen right here? This video, this mouse is moving.
Yes.
Okay, great. So really, I kind of wanted to, again, just go over the whole thing with you. I know you didn't really get a chance to take a look at this, but really, again, it's a 5-part process that generates conversations, applications, and deals, right? Basically, what we want to do with your target consumers is identify, educate, engage, automate, and analyze. Now, I'm going to break down each one of these steps for you. So if you have any questions at any time, just stop me, let me know. Really, step 1 is to identify, right? Really what we want to do is use our technology because it monitors the online behaviors of 225 million Americans and creates a database that allows us to identify by name consumers that are actively searching for a mortgage before they enter the market.
Sure.
Right? So let's take a look at the average consumer, for example, right? Before they reach out to a realtor, before they reach out to a lender, what are they doing?
Well, as you and I were talking on the first phone call, I mean, you're watching some certain patterns and seeing what the patterns are. But I'm going to tell you, for sure, I know that I can tell you that the average consumer is on 3 MLSs, or advertising sites such as Zillow, and obviously they're searching for properties, and then they're trying to figure out what they can afford. So.
Yeah, you nailed it right on the head, right? They're researching, educating themselves online. That's exactly what they're doing, right? They want to know as much information as possible and be able to make the right decision for their families and for themselves before making the commitment to talking to a real person. Yes. And because of this, we're able to track their online behaviors and create a database around them, right? So once we've identified exactly who we want to target based on their online behaviors, right? Like you said, if they're going to Zillow, they're going to Trulia, they're going to Redfin, right? If we can see and track their, understand their behaviors, we can identify, hey, look, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell that if somebody goes to Zillow, then to Trulia, then Redfin, then to a realtor's website, then a mortgage calculator, and then back to Zillow, that they're in market for a home, right? So basically, once we identify this group of people, we want to educate them. Now, our strategy is to leverage the data that we collect to reach your target consumers first, more often, and for less, to provide you with a true competitive advantage that's actually reflected on your P&L. We're then able to educate your ideal customers on your unique value proposition and why they should know, like, and trust your business. Okay. So, I mean, if we can take that same consumer, right, the one who's researching and educating themselves online.
The biggest question I have right now is on you're identifying those people on your own. So, in other words, I have a database of 8,000 people, but what you're saying is you're out there on your own identifying these people, correct?
Both, actually. That's a very intelligent question. I love that. Really, yes, it's a multi-channel kind of approach. Really, what we're doing here is, yes, we want to find and reach new consumers that are actively searching, because the thing about your database is they're not actively searching, right? They're your past customers, but they're not exhibiting any behaviors that would indicate that they're looking for a home or a mortgage, right? So when you're working that database, we do have a strategy where, you know, you can actually upload those kinds of things like your database, and then tell a powerful tool like Facebook to find me more customers that look exactly like my ideal demographics or my ideal customers existing. And you can market and advertise to them for as little as $1 a day. You can also use that same strategy with realtors. If you have a list of realtors in the area, maybe 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people that actively sell homes, right? Or maybe inactively, right? Depending on some realtors. Sure. You can upload that same list into Facebook and say, hey, look, for $1 a day, I've provided you the data. Allow me to show ads. You can reach maybe 100, 200, 300 people a day for $1. And really, that's a way to kind of stay in front of your target audience as far as, you know, being there more often and for less than your competitors, right? Other mortgage bankers and brokers, what are they doing? They're taking realtors out for coffee dates, right? They're trying to, you know, take them out and have one-on-one conversations with them. Really, what you can do with kind of uploading your database is add, you know, 10 to 15 soft touches per person for a relatively inexpensive price, to where over time you're building that relationship. Also, too, what we do with the data is we want to attract new people. There's yeah, so there's multiple ways. Again, there's really a lot of different things that we're going to start leveraging here. So if you want me to dive deep into the weeds of it, I can do that. Otherwise, you know, I can kind of give you a higher level overview. Which kind of way would you prefer?
Say the last thing again. Sorry, I have everyone texting me. Sorry.
No worries. There's a lot we can do with the technology, right? To put it briefly, we're buying big data and leveraging machine learning to laser focus our advertising campaigns, right? I can dive really into the specifics of how we can do things, or do you want to kind of stick to what we can deliver to you? Or a combination of both. I don't know if that was too much for you.
No, you know, I am familiar with, you know, stuff, and I'm thinking that, you know, I'm trying to think what the name of those pages are. Who's that guy in Idaho that has, you know what I'm talking about, because you guys are doing it.
Like a landing page or something?
Yeah, it's a landing page, but who's the guy who created all that stuff?
Russell Brunson?
Yeah, Russell Brunson. So you're doing a lot of Russell Brunson stuff, I'm sure. And then you do Pixel with you know, the remarketing and stuff like that. So, but can I do it? No, and that's why I'm out looking for people. I don't have the time. I don't have the ability to do it.
Mm-hmm. And
that's what you're doing, basically, correct?
Yes and no, right? That is one aspect of what we're doing. However, that's like one of those things that a lot of people are doing, right? Pixel is just one tool. Facebook is just one tool. We've developed a people-based marketing strategy to where we can say,
fine, that's what I wondered. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I can identify Larry, and because I know exactly who you are, I can reach you on any device that you have, any platform you have, and I can develop a relevance and omnipresence and an intimacy with you to where you know, like, and trust me, to where I am the only person that you trust for information, because I'm everywhere that you are, providing you the solutions and the value. So yeah, Facebook is definitely one of the tools that we use, but this is not, we're not selling you leads. We're not selling you a Facebook strategy. This is really, how do we come into an area and dominate the market, right? We're leveraging a technology that's a giant listening engine to basically, I can understand everything that I'm monitoring your online behaviors. So once I've cookied you or pixeled you, I can track all the websites you're going to. I can see all the content you consume, the URLs that you visit, the keywords that you research. Like, we know more about the consumer to the point that we can answer their questions before they even know they have a problem, right? You take the average consumer nowadays, right? Where, what do they do when they're buying a home, right? They start looking for a home. They're like, oh my God, I want to live in this nice area. And it would be nice to have a 10-bedroom home with 3 pools and a balcony. And they reach out to a realtor and they're like, all right, find me this great mansion. And then they go to you and they're approved for $100,000, right? That's the point where, you understand part of the problem before the consumer is even aware of it. So really it's about identifying those. And right now, the way we do it is we buy big data and we leverage machine learning. This is not just Facebook. This is a technology that's...
Okay, that's why I wondered as far as, okay, you're buying the data.
Yeah. So imagine this, right? Trigger leads. You're familiar with trigger leads, right? Yep. Okay, so the trigger is when somebody gets their credit pulled, right? That indicates that, hey, look, somebody's got their credit pulled. They're looking for a home, right? That point, they've already dealt and have conversations with another lender, right? We're doing something similar, but in the sense where the trigger is not a credit pull, it's online behaviors, if that makes sense. Yep. Once they start exhibiting specific behaviors, like again, we have this scenario where somebody goes to Zillow, then Trulia, then Redfin, then to a realtor's website, then a mortgage calculator, then back to Zillow to reach out to a realtor, right? We can identify the pattern in where, we can find out that on 4 or 5 steps, snatch them up right before they enter the market, and now you're the bridge.
You're just creating a recipe. Whoever fits that recipe is when you're jumping in and engaging in the conversation, so to speak.
It's machine learning. It's basically, we use a giant algorithm to determine what most people are doing in your market prior to purchasing, and we map out that path to purchase and just find people along the same path, right? It's just big data sets and a way to process and extract value from the information, right?
Cool.
So next step is to educate them. Again, really, once we've identified who those people are, it's about providing them value, right? If they're researching and educating themselves, they're searching for answers, right? Think about the way that you guys are currently do business. You guys are probably local experts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know a ton about your market and you're an expert in what you do. Your clients come to you to ask you questions and you provide them the solutions. Well, what we do is the same thing here, but we're operating under the premise that consumers will always have questions and that we should proactively reach out to solve them rather than waiting for them to reach out to a realtor and then come to you. So this allows us to position you as the bridge into the market and not your referral.
This is what I want to do, because at the end of the day, if I can do that, like last 2 years, I've handed out 22 contracts. This year, I've handed out 12. Well, obviously, if I...
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What?
Last 2 years, I've handed out 22 contracts. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you follow me?
Contracts for
people buying or selling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So application.
I have somebody who walks in, we'll say it's my dad, he wants to sell his house, I'm giving him to a realtor. Or someone who's selling a house that doesn't want to buy it, I'm giving him to another.
Got it. So you're referring out. Okay.
So this year, I'm a year dated about 13 or 14. Mm-hmm. Obviously, what you're doing here is allow me, number one, to get consumer first. And secondly, because of that, because I'm able to intercept them, because your data machine or your machine, or whatever you want to call it, at that point, through my engagement, I will have more opportunities to go ahead and seize the person ahead of time, be able to control that referral.
Yeah, basically, we want you to hold the bag and not hold your hands out. Yeah, so that's step 2, right?
Right.
Step 3 is to engage them, right? Wait, where did I go here with my page? Yeah, step 3 is to engage them, right? We want to engage your ideal customers on a multi-channel and a multi-device approach. Again, our objective is to create relevance, omnipresence, and intimacy. Because we know exactly who we're marketing to by name, we can reach them on any channel, online or off, and on any device, right? this is important because the average consumer has 2.5 devices. They have a cell phone, they have a computer, they have a laptop, they have a tablet, and they have other mobile devices.
Sure.
And obviously, people spend more of their time than just Facebook, right? Think about it this way. In the past 24 hours alone, you've probably seen over 100 ads. Can you name more than one?
Well, we talked about this. I can name Tito's vodka and
Tito's.
Tito's vodka. And
I love Tito's.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what about the second one, right? So my point really, I guess, in that is developing a relevance, an omnipresence, and an intimacy is crucial because if somebody doesn't remember who you are, how are they supposed to take action with you?
I agree.
Right. So that would be the engage stage. And then step 4 would be to automate, right? We automate the entire front end process.
With the engage, is that happening through an automated process, or is engagement because you're letting me know I reach out to them, or is this automatically engaging them?
That's a great question. I love it. So you've probably done a lot of these calls. Great. What we've done is we've developed an entire front end machine, right? So not only are we leveraging big data, we have machine learning, we have our campaigns, we have our strategies, but we also have a back end software, which is a lead management system. Really, it's designed to automate a lot of the process on the back end as far as communication, right? Reaching out and really kind of generating conversations, right? A lot of people, they're like, oh, I leverage automation. I send out emails, right? But what are your emails? What are the conversations being generated from your emails? Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever, right? What is the conversation that comes out of that? It's thank you, right? With us, really what we do, our goal is to have 40 to 60% of consumers who fill out one of our long form applications, which are about 10 to 15 questions, to reach out to you first by responding to an automated text message, email, or voicemail. Now, the secret sauce behind the way that we leverage automation is not the tools that we use, but it's the way that we use it to generate conversations, right? The conversation we're having right now between you and me, this is a product of our automation strategy, right? I didn't have to do anything but pay for this conversation and then have it. For example, right? If one of our prospects or one of your prospects completes a 10 to 15 question long form application. Now I'll show you that later, but the long form applications are really designed to prepare somebody for the next step, which is getting on the phone with you and then getting pre-qualified, right? Ideally within 1 to 3 phone calls, we'd like you to get a pre-qualification letter into their hands so they can be out there shopping for their home again. Right. And really these 10 to 15 questions allow us to pre-frame them for that process, right? So once somebody fills out a form to apply for a loan program, right? Not like some gimmick or some trip to Cancun, right? They'll get a message saying, hey Larry, it's Rafael. I just got your application. I need to verify a little bit of information, or maybe I need a little bit more information. Give me a call back at this number. Now, that goes out automatically, and now you're receiving inbound messages and calls. So you're really only dealing with the highest motivation, the highest level of motivation, right, on a consistent basis. Again, we want to automate the entire front end process of filling your pipeline with pre-qualifications, as well as automate your outreach and your follow-up on the back end, so you can spend more of your time having quality conversations with motivated buyers. Right?
That's what I want.
Okay. And then step 5 is to analyze, right? After someone becomes your client, we feed their information back into our system to see exactly what this person did prior to securing a loan from you. We can see the URLs they visited, the content they consumed, and the keywords they researched. Now, machine learning allows us to map out a path to purchase that identifies more of those same consumers along the same path that have not yet purchased, and we can actually engage them, repeat the process all over, as well as optimize and improve your competitive advantage.
That's great.
Again, it just boils back down to that example of, the Zillow, Redfin, Trulia, Realtor's website, mortgage calculator, back to Zillow. Again, we can identify people that have 4 or 5 of those steps, specifically advertise and target them, and snatch them up before they enter the market. So basically what happens is, instead of chasing leads, conversations come to you. And then instead of chasing realtors, they schedule a time to talk with you. Right.
So this is basically a person of interest.
Yeah. Really, it's going to make you an authority in your market because you have what everybody wants, which is control of the deals. Right. This is really how we're going to provide you a competitive advantage. Do you have any questions about how we would fill your pipeline with applications and help you hit your goals?
No, have you ever seen that TV show, Person of Interest?
I've heard of it. It's HBO, right?
No, it was Maine. But anyways,
Okay.
This is exactly, they have a thing called the machine. And the machine is basically, it's a crime fighting thing. But, it goes out, it learns, it re-educates itself. But this is totally person of interest. It's the machine.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, this is
it's becoming smarter. Yeah.
It's not just that, but this is the way that the market is moving. Okay.
I agree.
Right. You've heard of smart fridges, right?
Yes.
Why the hell would you need a smart fridge, right? Think about what a smart fridge can do, right? If I know when you're running out of food, the kind of food that you put into your fridge, and the kind of food that you might be interested in, and then I can show you things related to the thing that I want to promote on the TV that's on your fridge, don't you think that data would be worth something to somebody?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's really the way the economy is going. Sensors, right? Smart items, what are they? They're just sensors for data. They're data points that can be relayed back to a centralized database. And it's happening. I'm just the guy that buys up the data and uses it in advertising.
Yeah, that's smart. I love it. That's great.
So is this something that you would find important for your business today?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't have to sell me on whether it's, the method. It's all good. I like it.
Okay, great. So that's just phase one, right? Ideally, when we're coming in to dominate a market, the first thing we need to do is provide you that competitive advantage, right? Really, you got to be the one controlling the deals in a certain area, and our technology will allow us to do that. We'll be able to reach any buyer that hops online and starts exhibiting online behaviors of shopping for a mortgage. Really, once we've accomplished that, the next step is going to be to continue, right? In your situation, it's continue to develop that unique value proposition, right, of being able to refer business to top producing realtors. You said you did 14 apps last year, right? That you referred out to a realtor, and it sounds like you're probably on track to hit about the same thing this year. Really, what we want to do is grow that. Right? Because you're bringing in new business, now you can partner with higher producing partners rather than 20 guys that do 5 homes a year.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
That's my whole where I'm going. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so that's phase two, right? Our objective in this phase is really to have the top teams in your area schedule a time to talk with you and discuss how they can add value to your business. Okay. I want to just show you this really quickly. This is my calendar, right? These are all mortgage bankers and brokers. This is you, just like yourself, who have scheduled the time with me to talk and discuss about what I have to offer as far as value. This was last week's, right? This was the week before. Oops, that's actually just a day, right? This was the week before that. And it's just weeks and weeks. Probably on average, right now we're averaging about 70 to 80 of these calls per month. How would your business change if 70 to 80 realtors flooded your calendar with appointments to try to figure out how to work together?
Because it's a no-brainer out there.
Awesome. So look, going directly to consumers in the first stage of the buying cycle means you're going to be the one writing the applications for buyers that haven't talked to a realtor yet. Remember, we're the ones who are bridging the consumer from the researching phase online into the market. You're the bridge, not the realtor.
Yes.
So lastly, what the mortgage machine will provide and really help you do all around is leverage your time and your resources. Once your competitive advantage and your unique value proposition are in place, we can build you the same machine that attracted you to me, right? We can run ads with your unique value proposition directly to realtors to schedule an appointment with you to discuss why you should do business with them. We could go as far as making them take you out for coffee. Again, last month alone, we've probably done about 70 of these calls. And it's really about building out that same process, right? I've figured out a way to bring consumers directly to you. And now everybody in your situation schedules a time with me. Really, we would want to leverage that same thing in your market. When you have what your market wants, which is control of the deals, you become the go-to person in a market, which is why we
don't even have to sell
one person. Yeah.
I'm
Cool. So
that's why.
So look, we really only work with one client per area ensure that they absolutely dominate. Our vision is to be a force in all 50 states. Right now, you're in a market that we're not, and this would be your territory if we decided to work together on this. Right now, I'd like to offer you, the right of first refusal. Right, you were the first person in your area to reach out, and I'm pretty sure we haven't talked to any of your direct competitors yet. Based on my understanding of the situation, I believe we would be successful working together. Really, it sounds like you've built a beast. I've done a little bit of my research. You guys have built a beast on the back end, and really what I'm offering you is a way to feed it. What questions do you have about how we would work together?
Well, I think the only remaining one is as far two of them really is ramp up time, learning curve, etc. And the one thing, there's 3 questions. That's one.
Okay.
The second one, you said this isn't geared towards Larry Bettag. It's really geared towards the branch.
Up time. What's the other one? I'm sorry.
You said this isn't geared towards Larry Bettag. It's geared towards the branch. So I don't know what you mean by that. So I want that explained.
Okay.
And then the last one would be obviously cost.
Cost. Okay, cool. Ramp up time, really fast. We've already developed the campaigns. Really, I would expect a standard launch date. We have a fast launch program, 7 days, really is what we'd like to be up and running. As long as we obviously have open communication, we can get everything we need from you. As far as getting things approved, compliance, things like that, right? There's a whole paperwork phase. But really that shouldn't take more than 7 days to actually start launching the campaign and receiving the leads. Now, as far as developing the competitive advantage, that's—
So let me interrupt you really quick. So on that, there's some sort of, you probably want NCND or something like a non-compete, non-disclosure. We're not going to take your recipe, but by the same token, as an attorney myself, I have to take this up through compliance.
Yeah, you can see look, I'll show you everything. Hang on. Oopsie. Got a call coming in. Sorry about that. Look, really, here's the reality. We've already built everything. As far as compliance, there's a lot of things that we're operating from non-branded pages, right? Like, for example, I know I didn't show you the funnel. Let me see if I could pull it up right here. This is, hang on. Let me opt in to show you real quick. This is, I know you didn't get to see this video, but basically this is the ad that we're running, right? So we'll run like a special program, for instance, right? This one is for first responders, right? It's about being unique and different in the market, not necessarily being the best, right? Being the best, what does the best get you? It gets you the best rates, which is the lowest rates. It gets you the best service, which costs you time, as well as availability, right? That's what everybody runs around saying. I can close your loans on time. I can do them the fastest. I got the most competitive rates, right?
Sure.
That's a race to the bottom. That's what competing to be the best is. So what we do, especially in a market where everybody sells literally the same products, is we create affinity campaigns, right? Really, it's just a way to frame the consumer's mindset. So here we're reaching out to first responders, right? You can now take advantage of a home loan refinance and rebate program that can save you up to thousands of dollars. Click below to download the free guide, help you navigate these programs. And really what it is we just use like a short video, just kind of show some images.
Sure.
It's just a basic ad from a non-branded page. And then what happens is we'll come over to here, right? So this is, again, once we've identified exactly who we want to identify, like let's say, a first responder or fireman, for instance, that's researching and educating themselves online about buying a home, we're going to show them that ad, right? It's got an affinity to them. As soon as they enter the market, if everybody talks to them about, conventional loans, traditional loan products, things like that, they're already in their mind thinking, hey, look, there's something for me, specifically for me. Why aren't you showing me something that's for me? I'm going to at least reach out, right? And this is the education phase. So what we've done here is we create content, again, your compliance. This is all from non-branded stuff, okay? You would think about it as a lead buy, but really what we're deploying is a franchise strategy, really. We can kind of launch it into any territory and start producing loans. Right. Okay. So it's just to educate the person. Again, this is what you're talking about. It's a landing page. Anybody can use a tool, right? It's, it's basic. It's really what we're doing with the tools, right? Just because I give you a hammer doesn't mean you can build a house. So here, once they get our guide and educate themselves, this is the page that they'll land on. Again, really simple, just very compliant stuff. We've stripped it away from all the fancy stuff to kind of keep it nice for you. But really what we're doing here is we're saying, hey, look, wait. Right? You just gave me your information. You just opted in for something. You're paying 100% attention to the next page. Wait for your first responders. While your first responders guide is on the way, see if you qualify for our home loan program. Okay. So here, the opt-in that they're doing is to apply for a special home buyer program that will make it easier and more affordable for first responders to invest in the American dream of homeownership. This is not a Catalina cruise or 500 points on your video game. Okay.
Sure.
So then they're clicking here. They're going to our long form application. Now, this is what I was describing to you earlier. It's about 10 to 15 questions depending on the product that we sell. And really the whole idea here is to get them to apply. For you, the benefit is you get to screen them. Really, their intent is high because they're looking for a program specifically for them. And we can ask them questions that set them up to get on the phone with you to get pre-qualified, right? What are you doing? Buying or refinancing? When are you planning to do it? How much are you looking for? What's your credit? What are you doing with the home? Things like that, right? And that's just a sample. And really the structure and the layout of the questions is designed so that, hey, we can say, hey, look, we just got your application. We need to verify some things or add some information, and you're getting on the phone with them and you're sending out a pre-qualification. If they let you, get your social, get the docs out, get the letter out, get them running around looking for a home. The average consumer, unless you're going through one of the more popular channels now like Zillow where you're buying shared leads where it's 10 people, the average consumer, if they're acting on their own, really only looks at one alternative, right? The sooner you can get that letter into their hands, the more it's kind of an afterthought and they're on their track for their goal, right? And that's really what it is. So once that happens, it's going to be handed off to you. Hang on, there's a lot of stuff here. It's going to be handed off to you in the form of our software, right? So this is our back-end software. You guys would get access to the platform, or you would get access to the platform where it's a lead management as far as data and analytics is concerned. So here, I know you're realtor based, you have a database, you have referrals. I don't know if you do any co-marketing, you have Zillow, things like that. But any of your lead sources, you can plug into our software and leverage our proprietary conversations, right? Really, our goal is for 40 to 60% of the long form applications that we generate from our campaigns to inbound you, right? So if you're getting 5 applications per day, 2 to 3 of them are calling you or responding to a text message or responding to an email, right? From there, you can do things like keep track of analytics. Again, here, there's 26 prospects uploaded. 20 of them have been contacted. 14 of them have responded. Here's the percentages. And it really allows you to just kind of understand and make educated decisions on your marketing and lead generation sources. And then on the back end, this is really what it looks like. Here's a client list. Basically, again, it's built for teams, right? You can do things like if you're running a branch, you can round robin your leads from the area. You can manage your team's conversations. In here, they can respond directly to messages. Right?
Go back up for a second, right there. So, what do you mean around robin? Am I going to just assign them to certain people? Is that it?
Yeah, exactly what round robin. Yeah, so you can add LOs. Again, we've designed this for a branch, not for an individual. So I guess that kind of segments into not Larry for the branch, right? When I said that, really, what this solution is for is to dominate a market, right? And as a one person, you can't process. If you're doing everything, you can't do it as a one-man team. You can get 5 loans out, 10 if you have an assistant and a processor. We're looking for complete, we want 5 to 10 on a local level per month, 15 to 20 on a regional level, or 25 or more on a state level, per month. As far as production, right? So yeah, you can add your team of LOs into here. They're able to sort through the leads, the different campaigns. As the manager, you'd be able to kind of look at conversations, assign things to people, and really just make sure that everything is being worked and communicated. And not just that, when we're communicating through text message, we store the data. Again, right, not only for compliance, but really when you're dealing with directly to consumers, if you're not recording or monitoring your conversations, you're you're leaving yourself open to liability. So that's just another added benefit as a legal guy, right?
Yep.
So did that kind of answer the first two questions? Ramp up time, Larry, not the branch.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, really, I do want to kind of put this into perspective, right? I don't have magic beans and I do not have a magic wand, right?
Sure.
We know who's in market and we have a higher starting point than anybody else out there. But
what does that mean by a higher starting point?
We can reach the consumer first.
Okay.
Right? We're reaching the consumer really before the realtor, your rivals, the other lenders, other competitors, banks, of everybody that's going to be competing for that deal, including the realtor, right? Because they compete for the deal too, which most people don't seem to understand, since most of their business is built off of referrals, right?
I agree.
They're actually competing with the people that they think are their friends, right? So we have a higher starting point than all of those. That's where we're going after. But every market's different, and every client has, every market has its slight nuances, and every client is different, right? There's no such thing as an expert marketer. There's really only expert testers. So really, to kind of answer your last question of the cost is, we have a month-to-month agreement and we don't do long-term contracts, right? So really it's a month-to-month agreement. I really want to partner with people because this is a partnership that I'm seeking. I'm not looking to make a sale here. We need distribution partners. I've built a large enterprise front end that will outperform anything else that is out there. What I need is boots on the ground to distribute, close the loans, and get people into homes. That's really the limitation of what I've got. So really, I want to partner with people that are excited to work with me and enjoy the benefits of being able to invest their money with me, right? So again, I'm not going to tie you any contracts. I'm not going to make you pay any crazy upfront fees because I believe in what I've got, right? But like I said, there's no such thing as an expert marketer. There's only testers. It does not take 90 days to get dialed in, okay? But it does not happen in a week either. Are you willing to be patient while we create a permanent solution for your problems and really develop that competitive advantage for you?
I'm with you. I am.
Okay.
So you have the question. I mean, the attorney answer is that, well, I'm probably the most patient guy there is, but at the end of the day, everything I do is long term. I'm never in a race. I'm there for the marathon. But for me to you're asking a half a question, because if you're saying it's $1 million a month, then I'm not in for the long haul.
For sure.
If you're saying it's 82 cents, I'm in for the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, so am I committed to a long-term plan and strategy? You bet. But I need to know the rest of the piece.
Yeah, fair enough. And really, what we recommend for everybody starting out is a 50-mile radius as far as the territory to pilot a market and prove profitability and scale from there. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome. Okay, great. Well, to start out with your own personal production, what I'm recommending is a budget of $5,000 a month. And what this would include is your advertising costs as well as everything we discussed earlier.
Okay.
Okay. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's fair. For me, I want to know when you talk about a radius, 50 miles. There's, now I think about the cost per. I don't have an issue with that. I think it's just a matter of 50 miles south. Might be very small loan amounts. 50 miles east. Whatever. So we just. Excuse me. Sorry.
The heat, man.
I went for a 4.5 mile run before I saw you.
I couldn't even step outside today. I'm sweating here.
Over 110 out there?
No, I'm from California. Anything over 85 gets me frazzled.
Okay. All right. Well, I know you guys have the horrible heat right now.
Yeah, it's about 90 something.
So I think that's fine. I mean, as far as cost wise, I think it's fine. What I need to see is probably I know you don't have your month to month. I probably have to see your agreements, and I have to see what I have to take to compliance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really. Well, everything as far as compliance to kind of put that one is we don't use anything branded in the beginning in the education phase. So really, it's almost, I guess, for compliance, it's basically a lead buy, right? It's not because we're starting with the leads and getting them to reach out to you. But there's nothing branded about getting to know Larry until the back end, right? Which is all proprietary conversations. Right. So remember, you're the bridge where somebody wants to learn and educate, not learn about Larry. Nobody wants to get Larry's guide, but the guide from Homes for Heroes is something that somebody would be interested in, if that makes sense, right?
Yep.
So we're not using any branded content really on the front end. So there's not a ton of compliance beyond your obviously your NMLS numbers and basic information that you guys would want to provide to us.
Okay, so either way, I have to, in my position, I have to go ahead and take it to compliance. So what do you have to take for me to take to compliance?
Okay. Shoot, let me think. As far as the campaigns or the ads, typically what happens is we'll build them out once we're started. What would you need? What specifically are you looking for?
I guess can you just provide tell me? Are you a website or are you just a ClickFunnels kind of thing right now? As far as your web presence,
the web presence that we have is all through paid advertising. We don't.
So it's like through Facebook. It's through. Yeah, what's it called? Mortgage Machine.
The Mortgage Machine. Yeah, marketmortgage.io.
Okay, so why don't I go ahead? I'm flying out to corporate tomorrow. I have new branch I just signed on in Southern Cal, and they're flying out to meet me in Colorado next week. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to be out there and hang out with legal. Let me do some research tonight, see what I can find on you guys. As far as for compliance, I just want to go there prepped as much as I can.
Yeah, do this. Check out this. I sent in that email. There's a link right here. This whole thing. Now, this is kind of what it would be. Again, we show this demo to people for example purposes, right? We don't really release our proprietary campaigns, but this is a great idea of what you would get, right? So we'd have your compliance down here, whatever your affiliation registration numbers. Oh, am I sharing my screen? No, I'm not. You don't even know what I'm looking at. Is this the one? Yeah. Okay. So basically what this would be, again, this is just that main funnel that we're kind of driving from. So here would be, I guess, where you guys would be concerned as far as your compliance. Really, you just provide us your license numbers, where you operate. If you could just create this paragraph, I mean, usually compliance will have it anyway on all of the stuff that you guys are branding.
They do.
Yeah. You just send me this. The rest of this is, it's not really branded, right? Again, we're not coming from Larry's,
Right, I understand. It's better for you guys not having to go ahead and brand everybody's everything. As opposed to
not just being better. No. Again, it's not about being better. It's about the psychology behind what we're doing, right? Again, if Larry created a guide, people are going to understand that they're going to be sold something, right? You're opting into something so that Larry's going to contact me. When you come from, again, Homes for Heroes or a branded page like that, where it's like a local market page where, we want to sell homes in your area, right? And it's a marketplace where people are communicating, talking, right? From that helps people in that area curate content, basically, right? It's from an informational page rather than from, Larry the mortgage broker. Mm-hmm. So, it is, yes, it is convenient. Being a byproduct of that is convenience, but it's not about convenience. It's about the strategy and the effectiveness of what we're doing.
Okay. So here's the deal. I have to, I was supposed to leave at 4:30, 15, 20 minutes ago, but my wife said she'll take the kid. And so how about, I'm leaving town. I'm doing some speaking tomorrow, and then I'm leaving town next week. I'm going to look up your stuff tonight, see what I can just on the Facebook stuff. As long as I can save that, I know I can save on Facebook, so I'll save that on Facebook. I can make a presentation out there, make sure that we don't have an issue. The only issue we've had in the past with companies is as far as how the leads are generated with third-party vendor program. And so in theory, buying leads, it can be construed as a third-party vendor program. I don't understand the whole thing, but I do have to just run this by them. And so, like I said, I'm flying out on Monday. I'm going to be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they're all at corporate conference this week anyways. So
got it.
Let me get with them Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, and I guess just to kind of clarify, we're not selling leads, so I know it's kind of like a weird area where some people in their kind of structure, they categorize it as a lead buy. I mean, I've heard other ones where they don't. Just fill me in on the legal process as far as what is required on your guys' end, and we can pony up and provide samples and things like that. As far as the ads we'd be running, it's basically like it's your paid advertising management, right? You guys would have
more paid advertising management where you're paying that for the advertising and what you're doing is you're creating a bridge for them to go ahead and apply into our software, basically.
Well, I mean, it's like a promotional campaign, right? You sponsor local events, right? You sponsor baseball games, things like that. That's really what this is.
Okay.
That's how I would categorize it the closest. Byproduct of that is leads. Actually, they're not even leads. They're long form applications.
Right.
And really what the result is pre-qualifications.
Right.
So I think it's way more effective than a sports sponsorship, but really that's
the question for me is this, but that information, that application that was coming through you, and that's not coming in it's not coming in our software, it's going into your software.
Yeah, but you can bridge it into your software easily.
Okay.
That's just bridging. Like there's tools that can do that. They're inexpensive. Like if you have like a content management system, really what our system is designed is for streamlining the sales process specifically. So it doesn't do a ton of broad things like most.
I'm with you. I get it.
It's good. Like, it's tough to learn. No, this is just here. Sell the applications, get the letters out there, and really manage the whole sales force.
I will have my meeting no later than Tuesday. I can't get a hold of anyone tomorrow.
That's okay. Again, so, I'm here for a long time, so I understand if you have some red tape you kind of need to go through. Did you need anything specific from me? I sent over an email.
No, I'm not shy. I'll yell at you if I do.
Yeah.
As of now, I have a better understanding of the whole thing. So I'm an attorney at practice. I just need, legal compliance isn't my cup of tea. So I'll yell at them and show them what I have and show them your thing and explain it to them. And then that might prompt more questions.
Yeah, sure. So here's really kind of, again, this is the page, the website. This will kind of go over everything that we went over as far as like, some of our results. Like there was an email I sent that basically has all these things breaking down, what we're doing. Here's our follow-up system, just kind of screenshots and a sample of the data.
You want to resend that email to me? Because I probably deleted it. I think it was related to the invitation.
It was sent with the Zoom meeting. Did you?
Oh, with this one right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then it's in there. Let me just see.
It's here, right? So this is the one that I sent you right here. Click this room. There's another one where I tried to send you a room yesterday, and then we rescheduled. And then the email prior to that is the right. There's the overview, the results, the campaign demo, and the data.
Yeah, I see overview results. Okay, very good.
Got it. Yeah, just click these links, and then that'll basically be the entire presentation that I did today, just in video format, so that's like with a more higher level overview rather than diving specifics.
Okay, good, great.
Yeah, awesome. Do you want to set up a time to?
Yeah. So here's what I would probably say is my guess would be tentatively let's do it for next Friday, a week from tomorrow, because I'm out there Monday, I fly out Monday. I'm there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I fly back Thursday night. I won't be back to the office till Friday.
Sounds good. What time on Friday works with you? You're Eastern?
Central.
Okay, so it is 5 there. Okay. What time works best for you?
I would say maybe 11.
11 your time?
Yep.
Okay, so 9 a.m. my time. Perfect. Okay, I will send over a invite right now. Larry, how do I spell your last name? Bettag?
Bettag.
Ttag. invite. And okay, great. I've sent over the invite. If you need anything, just shoot me a quick email. I'll be more than happy to kind of provide any information that you might need for your legal.
I'll yell at you.
Awesome. I look forward to talking to you soon. Enjoy your
Thanks for your
time,
time,
Larry. Have a great one.
You bet.
Bye.
You too. Bye.